Amazing demo, and hopefully starts to get the energy going about all the things that you can do with your sales teams and all the things that you can automate and all the things that you can do to go faster and connect to customers more effectively. But now I know that not all of us are Accenture consultants out in the audience, but I do probably know that every single one of the people in this room actually drives a car or has driven a car at some point in their life. I think we have 100% coverage on that. And so what we're going to do next is we're going to talk about a really, really cool story from GM and OnStar about how they are connecting to customers in completely new ways. And we're going to kick it off with a film that sets the stage and tells that story. So let's go ahead and play the film.
If you talk to people about what their priorities in buying a car, it's safety, it's fuel economy, it's quality. But those are table stakes now, and we recognize it. So the point becomes, how do we differentiate our vehicles and our offerings from our competitors? You've got to start by focusing on the customer. Now, that doesn't mean that's where you stop. You focus on the customer, then you say, okay, how can I meet those needs? What are the gaps? How can I, my company, do something for that customer that they want to have done that isn't being done well today?
We invented the connected car. I mean, OnStar was the original connected car, but it started out with this concept of safety and security.
We've had your back for 20 years. So it was time with 4G LTE to take that experience and bring it to life in the digital world. That's the intersection where at your service sits. And Salesforce is the engine that allows us to do that.
I'm a big proponent of not talking about the technology, but talking about the benefits and how does it serve people. And the way to do that is the technology has to be simple to use. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
So we chose the Salesforce platform because it was very simple to bring together communities of merchants with our millions of consumers who are driving in 4G LTE connected vehicles and provide on-ramps into their digital community. That's what we found the consumer wants.
It's cool, it's inventive, it's fun, it's like the mad scientist type of stuff. We're taking that daily relevance and moving it out and creating more opportunities where we can be relevant to them on a daily basis by understanding them.
It's thrilling to realize the power you have to touch so many customers and to be able to push content that is important to them.
The ability to see offers and deals, whether they're shopping, or fuel, or dining, that are around me, allow me to get what I want, but save money on it, and I didn't have to go looking for it because it found me. It's awesome.
Salesforce allows us to be smarter with our customers by understanding what customers interacted with and how deep that interaction was. So we end up being able to pivot very quickly as new things emerge.
It's no longer just about a marketing strategy. It's about delivering personalized experiences for customers.
What the human in the car wants is something that transcends how they're interacting.
Salesforce is the foundation, from sales to community to service to marketing.
That's how we bring to life the multi-channel experience.
This is the first time I feel like the marketing I'm doing is incredibly meaningful and the customer is at the center.
And now that we have this ability, after the sale of the car, to have that ongoing one-to-one customer journey that is enabled by Salesforce, well, that's what's going to help us to move our business forward.
I get asked a lot, what's the exciting thing that's going to be coming down the road in 5 years? And I say, thankfully, I don't have to have an answer for that because Salesforce allows us to put something in place while knowing that as the world evolves and changes, we're able to execute in a high quality way very quickly for our customers. And that's the best answer we could possibly give.
All right, pretty amazing story. So I am now excited to welcome up on stage special guest Mark Lloyd, who is the, and I always get this wrong, Consumer Online Officer at GM OnStar. So welcome. First, thanks a lot. Thanks for coming to share.
Thanks for having me.
So it's a really amazing story, right? And so, tell us it in your words, right? Like, how does it happen? How do you innovate? How are you thinking about that amazing platform?
Yeah, well,
20 years is 20-year anniversary this year for OnStar. So obviously, we've been at this a while. And it started with, as the film said, safety and security. We moved into location-based services long before smartphones were showing you directions, where we had advisor services, push destinations right into the car. And now we're on to 4G LTE. And the question became, what do you do with that? If you had a blank sheet of paper, what would you do with, inexpensive connectivity to a vehicle? And we really took we took that and also looked at the trend in the market around how can we bring the rate of innovation with what's happening in smartphones and apps and so on, and bring it directly to the consumer in the vehicle. How do you do that? And so my team was chartered to go do that. We decided to build a platform around what we looked at as the prime use case in the car. So the way we determine a prime use case, if you all think back the last month, when you turn the keys off, turn the car off, get out of the car, where are you? You're at home, you're at work, but almost everywhere else you turn the car off and go in somewhere, it's at a merchant. It's at the coffee shop, it's at the grocery store, it's at the fuel, it's at the ball game, it's at a hotel. These are all merchants. And so the prime use case in our view was, how do you bring to life that merchant?
That's amazing. So talk to us about how Salesforce, the role with Salesforce and the customer success platform, and how are you using the technology to help you create that vision, help you execute on that vision?
Yeah, so what we did is we looked at how automakers had innovated in the past. And an easy example is the radio, right? We put the radio in, but we don't decide what plays over the radio. That's a relationship between the consumer and the content producer, right? And certainly we put great radios in cars, and we changed the fidelity level based on costs and how Cadillacs get a much higher fidelity system than a lower end vehicle, but that's the basis of it. You couple in that with the 4G LTE data we talked about, and we have just tons of data. We know the context. We know how many seatbelts are clicked. We know how fast the car is going. We know if it's raining, if the windshield wipers are on. And you can begin to change what the experience is in the car based on that data. So when we set out the platform, I kind of got a chuckle out of your slide with MMT, right? So
okay.
Go back through that, right? How would you build a platform if you have that much data that you have to be a good steward, and you want to be very responsive to a set of merchants that are trying to keep up and innovate, right, with each other? Well, multi-tenancy, and help me out.
Metadata,
and then trust. Trust is the key, right? So we can be very good stewards. So it led us right to Salesforce to build our entire system on. We were a little earlier than the IoT cloud. We started 2 years ago, and so that hadn't quite been announced. And so we ended up putting all the pieces together ourselves. Yeah. Sales Cloud, the Service Cloud, communities, analytics, the whole thing. And we kind of got a good laugh when you announced the IoT Cloud. We're looking forward to seeing what else you're going to bring us.
Yeah, sometimes the customers go faster than us, right? So yeah.
Yeah. So if we look at kind of the next iteration of where that goes, we found the Marketing Cloud was far beyond what we had thought it would be. Mm-hmm. We were really focused for the last 15 or 20 years on very campaign-based, going back and forth with customers. And we found when we brought Marketing Cloud fully up to speed, we were so much more effective in how we communicate with customers. We're actually scaling that across several parts of GM at this point.
So what's next? What's the future? I know we were talking last night at dinner about a lot of these crazy ideas, which you're telling me are not so crazy and soon.
No, they're not so crazy.
Tell us about when this is coming and when this, what's the future for you and for the team.
So we're launched now with Advisor.
Okay.
And you can partake in the services through the Advisor verbally. We're launched on smartphone, and soon to be, it comes to the dashboard. That is the jump. That is the leap. It's a pretty exciting a jump. Now, if we look at I guess I'm not trying to give away the demo, but I think that's the best way to go see this, right? See it come to life. And,
Okay.
So let's
do the demo.
do the
Hey,
demo.
I want to thank you very much for coming.
You bet.
I think you deliver this, and you're going to have a whole bunch more GM customers. So congratulations. Thank you for coming again. And what we're going to do next is turn the show over to Chris Muller, the VP of Product Marketing at Salesforce, to show the demo and talk a little bit more about how you're using the customer success platform.
Let's see it.
Thank you very
Awesome.
much.
Thank you.
Take it away, Chris.
All right, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mark. Good morning, everyone. What is your most memorable customer experience? What's that experience you've told all of your friends about? For me, it happened recently. It happened over New Year's. I took my family on a road trip. We did some camping along the Central California coast. I've got a wife, twins, they're about 2. And I made my reservation online. And the day we were set to arrive, I actually got a text message. And in that message, there was a link. I clicked on the link, and there were all these welcome details, like what our campsite was going to be, and based on our current location, how long it would take until we'd arrive. It's pretty amazing. This is a campground trying to help me out. And we arrived, we got there, we set up our tent, we had a good time, and the next morning we're having a little bit of coffee around the picnic table when a campground employee walks by and says, "Hey, can I make a recommendation? There's a great cafe just up the road. If you're looking for some lunch, swing through there." And we did, we ordered some food, and the next thing you know, this server comes by with a couple of hot chocolates. And I say, "Hey, we actually didn't order that." And she says, "No, this is courtesy of the campground. They thought your kids would like this hot chocolate." That's unbelievable. This campground helped us out early, and now they're anticipating what we might want. They're creating a real customer experience for us. They're creating an experience that my family is going to go back for year after year after year. Now, when you build these one-to-one journeys and you connect with your customers in entirely new ways, something remarkable happens. You create customer experiences. And it's those experiences that become your competitive advantage. But how do you get started? Well, you start with the Service Cloud. The Service Cloud is the world's #1 service application. And we're bringing all of those lightning advantages that Sarah had talked about earlier to the service experience. We want to make it seamless for your agents, for your managers, and most importantly, for your customers. So your agents, they can take advantage of these components, they can work faster, they can be more productive. Your managers have a view of case volume, of agent bandwidth, they get a sense for resolution rates. And with analytics, they get predictive insights so they can start making informed, business improving decisions. But what's most important is what you can do for your customers. You can put customer service right in your mobile application. And that means right at the point of need, that customer has a personal concierge-like experience. And it's our goal for all of you to give your customers the very best service. When you create great service, extraordinary things happen. And you've been telling us, when we've been listening to you, hey, point of need care is great. But place of need service, that would be pretty spectacular. And that's why I'm thrilled to announce Field Service Lightning. Think of it as Uber for field service. But instead of a car showing up to give you a ride, a field service technician does. And that tech has all of the right skills and all of the right parts to get the job done. And this is connecting your entire workforce across scheduling and dispatching. It's taking things like skills and location into account. And it's giving your mobile teams everything they need to get the job done. And that results in increased customer satisfaction. It's pretty extraordinary what you can do when you deliver great customer service. It results in great customer experiences. And in today's connected world, the possibilities for personalization are endless. And it's the Marketing Cloud that empowers you to build those one-to-one customer journeys across all digital touchpoints. And if you're a marketer in the room today, or you happen to be online watching, this is really cool. You can put your customers on predictive journeys by harnessing the power of data science. You can surprise your customers by algorithmically anticipating what it is that they want. Now, there's a big shift going on. There's a shift across all industries. There's a shift in what customers want, there's a shift in what customers need and expect, and it's only being accelerated by the Internet of Things. And to make this come to life, I want to talk cars. Who here has a car or has been in a car? It is everybody. Cars are part of our daily lives. And what I want to do right now is I want to show you a live demonstration. We've got a fantastic team here running all of our live demos. I want to show you a live demo on how GM is shaping the future of the connected car and the driver experience. So what you see here is staggering. It's staggering to think that there are 1 billion cars on the road today. The average American spends 450 hours in their vehicle every year. And today's generation of vehicles, they're connected. They're equipped with 4G LTE. They are online. They're phoning home, so to speak. Signals are coming from ignition systems. They're coming from the doors, from the lights, from the cameras. And this is resulting in a lot of data. But what do you do with this information? How do you create value for your customers? There's an opportunity to filter through these billions and billions of events that happen every day and take action against the ones that matter most. Now, this is kind of a heady concept, but to really bring it to life, we're doing something extra special right now. I'd like to unveil the brand new 2017 Acadia. We brought it right here to McCormick Place. This is the very same car that my family and I took our road trip on, and this car is beautiful. It does everything that you would expect. It tells you how much gas you have left, when you need to replace your oil. It lets you know that your family's safe and that your tires are set to the right pressure. But it does so much more than that. This car has an actual digital soul. You see, GM and OnStar, in partnership with Salesforce, they're doing something incredible. They're creating a brand new engagement platform and completely changing the way that drivers interact with businesses. And we're going to go on a little journey here. We've got Ellie. Hey, Ellie, how you doing?
I'm doing great. March Madness is my favorite time of year, and I just got a brand new Acadia.
Nice. I see you've got your OnStar app, and you can do a bunch of things there. In fact, you can control your car, right, Ellie?
Yeah,
Why don't you
that's
go
right.
ahead and give us a little honk of the horn and flash of the lights?
Yeah, let's check it out.
All right, that was a little underwhelming. Okay, but let's go ahead and get on the road with you. Thanks for allowing us to join you. In this
come on.
OnStar app, you're also going to see a whole ecosystem of experiences. OnStar knows Ellie, and they know that Ellie loves coffee. So right here, they're presenting her with an offer. It's an offer from Dunkin' Donuts. You know, she's on her way to a basketball game, and she needs a little bit of energy. She needs to pick it up. She needs some caffeine. So she accepts that offer. And she can choose her preferred location. She's got a list of them here. She taps right in, and look at this. She's got click to navigation. What does that mean? Well, the directions are automatically passed over to the onboard navigation system, and the vehicle takes her straight there. OnStar is creating extraordinary value for every driver every single day. And it's all happening at the intersection of where you go and what you do. It's about finding, it's about engaging, and it's about interacting.
Hey, Ellie, I have your coffee right here, cream and sugar, right?
Just how I like it. Thank you.
Awesome.
That is coffee with a smile. There's service in that. That is a real customer experience. But how do they do that? Well, OnStar is leveraging Salesforce communities for these merchants. And if you think about your daily habit, and you think about what Mark talked about, you're interacting with physical merchants all the time, from coffee shops to gas stations, to the dry cleaners and grocers and hotels, even parking lots. So here, Parkopedia, they're logged into this community, and they want to take advantage of all of the buzz around March Madness. Avoid the madness, find a parking spot now. And they can start fine-tuning this. They can narrow down the audience, they can tailor their message, and they're dialing in things like timing and demographic segmentation and locations. It's all about creating daily relevance and turning that relevance way, way up. Here we happen to see one of the locations is underperforming, but that's okay. We can jump right in and we can slide the bidding and budgeting around, and we can reallocate our spend across all of these locations. And when the marketer at Parkopedia is happy, they can just reach right into their computer, grab some creative assets, and pull them down on this campaign. They can preview it. It looks fantastic across all of the different form factors, from iPhone to Android's phone to Windows devices. And they could go ahead and submit this to OnStar. But this isn't the end. And this isn't an ad. This is an experience. It's all about bringing the driver closer to the car, closer to the brand. And what powers it? Well, it's the Marketing Cloud. You're taking a look at the customer journey right here, and on the left-hand side of the screen, you see all the ways to engage with this customer. You can send them a push message, an SMS, an email, even an ad in their favorite social networks like Facebook or Twitter. And just to the right, you see that trigger event. That's that offer that the Parkopedia marketer happened to input in the community. And then what happens? Well, the customer can accept it, and we can continue to market to them. Or maybe they don't accept it. But that's okay, because we have options. We can actually continue to nudge them. Marketers, they love to test. They love to optimize. You know, they're goal-oriented folks, and right here we can ABC, even D-split test this across different channels with different sets of content. It's all in the name of increasing the click-through rate. So let's go ahead and see this in action. What's happening here for Ellie? Ellie's driving around town. She's about to pull her hair out when automatically she's served this offer. Hey, Ellie, stop by one of our lots and receive 20% off. She thinks that's pretty great. She taps on it. She can review all of the different local lots, and she pulls right in to her favorite one. And get this, the app automatically takes care of payment. This is a fully seamless experience. The hassle of finding parking has completely evaporated. She's gone from being completely flabbergasted and frustrated to within 2 taps, partying right here in the parking lot of the stadium with all of her friends. Hey, Ellie, what wins championships?
D.
Beds.
D.
Beds.
That's right. Defense wins basketball games, and the best defense for OnStar is great service. So check this out. Let's take a look at the new Lightning Service Console. And right there on the right-hand side, you see where all of these cases are coming in from. They're coming in from traditional channels like phone and email. They're coming in from social sources like Twitter and Facebook. They're coming in from the cars. The cars are connected, remember? They're even coming in from the merchants themselves. And here we see an underperforming campaign from ExxonMobil. But behind every case is an opportunity. There's an opportunity to do right, and there's an opportunity to do more. And this OnStar advisor looks to the left and sees all of the campaign metrics, how many views there were, how many acceptances. And in the center of the screen, you see the conversation that's going on between OnStar and that merchant. And just to the right, you see all kinds of data. These are telematic insights. If you think about GM, they have access to unprecedented amounts of information. Nobody knows their customers better than GM. And they can create unexpected value. So in the future, they can bring this all together with the analytics cloud. They know exactly why customers go to the gas station. They know what kinds of vehicles roll through, what's the most popular time of day, how much gas do they take on board, and they can start to cross-reference this against other data, like are there any local events? And sure enough, it's March Madness. There's a big audience here. Why don't we go ahead and do something unique? Let's create a cross-promotional campaign. Why don't you swing through the gas station, fuel up, and get a basketball? You know who would like this offer? It's Ellie. So Ellie's on her way home. She's super hyped because her alma mater, Iowa State, just won the game. She's running low on fuel, and then she gets this. She gets this notification that says, hey, Ellie, take the next off-ramp, swing through this ExxonMobil, and fuel up. Ellie could go to any gas station, but this one becomes Ellie's gas station. And that's because they know what she loves. If you think about the everyday routine experiences, they all have the potential to be increased with delight. Hey, Ellie, how excited are you?
This is awesome. It looks like if I pull up at this Exxon, I get a free basketball when I fill up.
Hey, Ellie, here's your free basketball.
Thank you.
Want to shoot some hoops?
Never say no to that.
Oh, slam dunk. That's right. In the age of the customer, it's these customer-centric experiences that will give your business the win. Thank you, and back to you, Mike.